Hey y'all, making some errands, doing some errands, picking up meds. Today is my first time out of the house. Yeah, y'all, I had to get out the house just really to pick up my meds. Later, me and my hubby will be going somewhere. We're gonna get out later. But so far this Saturday, all I've been doing is washing clothes. I shouldn't say this was the first time I got out of the house, because I did leave long enough to drop off something to my husband this morning. Actually, some greens and some cucumbers that he was going to give to one of his customers. This is one thing I'm going to say. We are doing a much better job of sharing our veggies. We always have too much, and we don't want anything to go to waste. So I've been trying to make a point of harvesting and sharing, because we always plant, a little too much. Like when our tomatoes start jumping off, like when they're ready, we're gonna have to really be about giving those away. And I'm happy to share, and I'm happy that people want it. So anyway, it feels good to get out. The temperature feels very comfortable, but it still feels cool. It's like, I don't want to sound like I'm complaining, because there's always like, but it's like 80 degrees. Starting over. It's 80 degrees. It feels very comfortable. Like, this is great porch weather. Earlier today it rained, and I'm sure that had something to do with bringing the temperature down, and it's a little breezy too. So I think what I'm going to do is go home and put on my press-on nails. My nails look, they are hit. Like, I've took my press-ons off at this point, it may be a couple of weeks ago now. And no, maybe not, maybe a little over a week. And I've been needing to put them back on. I have not. And so my nails have been kind of cracking, and I've been cutting them. Well, I had a little snag that happened, and when I did it, it picked down to my skin. So I said, at this point, I feel like I'm about to put on press-ons as a protection. Which is crazy. And come to think of it, the nails that I just took off weren't press-ons. They were builder gel. I did builder gel on top of my nail. So I may be able to do that, but I do have a set of press-ons that I do want to try. Some Curve Life Cat's Eye red press-ons. So that's the goal when I get home. All right, I'll talk to y'all later. I'll call y'all back later. Yesterday I had a conversation, or maybe I should say my last video. I was talking about things in the Bible, and a message that I heard from a pastor. And also, if you listen to any of my videos, you already know that I am going through the Bible in chronological order based on a Bible plan that I am reading through the Bible app, the YouVersion Bible app. It's a great plan, especially if you're going through the Bible in 1 year. The reason I say that is, well, a couple of reasons. And I also want to add that reason one is that you go through the Bible in chronological order. in the order that the books were written and in the order of characters in the Bible. So you hear about them all together. So that it helped me learn some things. It helped me learn that David was spoken about in the Bible in multiple books of the Bible. We know that he wrote some of the Psalms of the Bible. So when you're reading about David in the chronological Bible, you are reading about him in the order that he's spoken about. Also interwoven are the Psalms that are related to what we're learning about what we're learning about David. So it begins to make even more sense when you hear the Psalms and what he was going through at the time. In one of my older videos, you heard me say, I'm still trying to understand. Because again, I'm talking to you as a person who's reading the Bible chronologically right now. I've read the Bible off and on throughout my life. Have I read it thoroughly? Probably not. Have I been fed some consistent scriptures that I probably know by heart because they have been emphasized? Yes. So I can honestly say that as I read through the Bible right now, and some of what I'm hearing, I'm giving my honest reaction when I say that some of the things that I have read have been disturbing. That may be offensive to some people. All I can say is my opinion. And if you've read the Bible, maybe you didn't get offended. I don't know. I'm in 2026. So when I compare it and think about what life is like for me as a person in my current situation, it's hard. It's hard. Okay. I will say that I am in a portion of the Bible now in Hosea. And Hosea is talking about how God is dealing with his people, Israel, Judah, Ephraim, how he's dealing with them because of the things that they continuously did. Some of the things have been something else. And it's talking about the redemption that he wants to see come, and that he wasn't pleased with a lot of what he was saying. It's just a lot. So I know there's still growth. Another thing I want to add is that I remember saying previously in the video, Let's Talk About David, like about why was he called a man after God's own heart based on some of the things that he did and some of the ways that he had and some of the, it just was like, what? One, and I don't know if I've ever said this before, but I'm going to say it right here. It's the way he depended on God. It's the way he fully relied on God. It's the way that he acknowledged God in everything. It's the way that he praised God without embarrassment. It's the way that he insisted on people following what God said to him as God's, as God gave it to him, he gave it to the people. So that's where I can see the reason it's said. I haven't come yet across the scripture that flat out said that, and I'm not looking it up. I'm just going through the Bible and taking it in. Now, of course, in between times, I'm going to church, hearing the word, going to Sunday school and hearing, going through the Bible. So it's not like I'm just only going through chronologically and that's it. I'm not getting any other word. I still believe, I still have faith. It's still relevant to me. I remember talking one time about the fact that I was out of church for a while. This was back in the early 2000s. And I took a religion class. And in the religion class, and I used to have the book. So I'm not going to think that I don't still have that book. I just have to put my hands on it. But the book that I had, it spoke about all these different religions, the origins, even the origin story for Christianity, and how I understood that because of what was in that book, there are some people that would walk away from Christianity and say, it's not even an original religion. And for me, it actually strengthened my faith in the fact that there is a God, because all the people that was talked about in the book and all of the peoples and the religions all still pointed towards a belief in the creator. And it just strengthened my faith, even though at that time I wasn't in church at that time in my life. So I'm just speaking on the fact that though you may hear me say some of what I'm saying, I'm just giving reaction, but I still am a believer, in the Most High God. Another thing I want to add about listening and reading through the Bible, I am reading it in the New King James Version. I chose that version mainly because on the Bible app, I'm listening to it. So I listen and I read, but I like the narrator. That's why I chose that voice or that particular plan. There are other versions that you can choose to read it in where they may not have a person who's narrating. And sometimes you may want to go and just go to a different version and make sure you're understanding what is being said. But I typically listen to it in the New King James Version. That's just my preference. Just wanted to put that out there if you all decided to read that version. Also, I want to add that when it comes to church and messages coming across from different pastors, and I've had an opportunity in the last almost 9 months as we searched for a new pastor for my church to hear a lot of different pastors come across our pulpit while we were in transition. And all the words were encouraging and just what we needed and just what I needed in my life. But I am a critical thinker, and I listen to messages, and I take what I need from a message, I read, and I leave anything that don't belong to me. So I say that to say, when I made my thoughts made known about the message that I heard when I went to another church, I do that every Sunday, even at my church. And that's just me. I, at the age that I am, and because of things that I've seen in my life with family members who were in churches where they had leadership that was basically treating them like they were children and didn't have rights, had lots of control over their family, from some of the things that I've seen that go on today. I won't be a believer that just takes it and not use my mind, my heart, and my direct relationship with God to form my thoughts and have my walk impacted. My relationship is between me and God and the Word. I choose the fellowship where I fellowship. I give my time and my talents and I keep it moving. But I'm able to follow without being led astray. And I hope the same for you. So, yeah, I am doing good this Saturday. I want to shout out to my daughter. It is her birthday weekend, okay? And I just got off the phone with her. And I hope you all are doing well. And I hope you, you know, just be you, just grow. Just know that there's lots of ways to think. And you don't have to throw your faith in the trash. I know there are a lot of church hurts. And I know there's a lot of imperfect leaders at this time. But if you read the Bible, you'll learn that it's always been that way. It's always been that way. This is nothing new. I can tell you that. So I am going to get off, and I will probably call y'all back later. It might be another day, but I will call y'all back. And I hope you come back to have a chat with me. All right, y'all take care. These are my Curve Life press-ons. I'm not really pleased with the job of my application, but I do like the nails. I was kind of rushing because we were going to be going somewhere. And then the same night that we were going to go somewhere, there was a tornado warning in our area, and we had a tornado in our area in 2019, so we really take tornado warnings very seriously. So we ended up staying in the house. So this is a rushed application, but I'm still learning about press-ons. I do like the Curve Life. You notice I use short nails because I type. The cat's eye is a good cat's eye. They are strong nails. I believe this may stay on pretty good for me this time around because I didn't press so hard that I squeezed a lot of the glue out this time. I watched a few videos and saw, but not so firm that you press out all of your, or a lot of your glue. One thing that's pretty obvious is that I need to do better cleanup work on my cuticles. I didn't take the time because I was rushing to use my drill to kind of clean up around my cuticles, and I definitely in some areas didn't get my what do you call it, my nail all the way back, you know, as far as I could to the cuticle. But either way, if you saw what my nails look like prior to this, this is beautiful. So I can you know, clean up the little loose skin and also oil it daily to keep that soft. See how long these last. And yeah, I like Curve Life. This is my second pair. I was very pleased with the first pair. I'll probably most likely try others. If you know of good ones that I should try, let me know. But anyway, yeah. Thanks for checking these nails out. The cat's eye is really good. That color is really pretty. Okay, y'all, good morning, good morning. I am up this morning kind of early and just ending my weekend. It was a busy weekend. It was a full day of singing yesterday, singing at church. And then there was a program for our convention, one of the conventions. And I participate. This is my second year participating in a choir that opens the convention. It's like a song fest to me, an old school song fest, which was great. My husband and my granddaughter attended with me. So I was glad to participate in that. I enjoyed it. It stretches me. I used to sing in a choir, youth choir as a kid, Sunshine Band as a little kid, and then for years and years not part of the choir. So funny, when I was in youth choir, I sung as an alto. Um, I don't know how that came to be because I just was an alto. So I assumed that I was an alto. And I remember for a short time, I went back to my home church around 2015, 2016. I got involved in a choir for a little while. And they would, it's so funny when you're in choir and you're singing, and if you ain't hitting the notes, you get lots of side eyes. I was getting side eyes. And so it became clear that something wasn't right. So my voice got tested, and it was clear that I was a soprano. So, again, away from singing in church for a while. So I've been in my current choir at my church, maybe 3 years. So I feel like I'm really learning about singing and learning the roles and the sounds of a soprano. I could tell I'm a natural soprano, but learning the ranges of sopranos. There's some times I didn't realize that, oh, that's a soprano. I'm learning. But anyway, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I just wanted to end this vlog by just stopping in and saying thank you for listening to my early conversation. And I like to hear your thoughts and also to know how your weekend is. And I want to also praise God. See this guy behind me? This guy was really scary on Saturday night. Again, tornado passed us by because they were around us, but we made it. Okay, so I hope you all be blessed. Take care.